Hear ye, hear ye, hear ye. All persons having anything to do before the Honorable Beverly Canoni, the Justice of the Superior Court, holding in Dedham within and for the County of Norfolk. Draw near, give your attendance, and you shall be heard. God save the Commonwealth of Massachusetts. This court is in session. Please be seated.
Good morning.
Happy Wednesday.
Good morning. Happy hump day.
Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are, whoever you are, what if any you might be, and welcome to what is potentially the last day for the defense.
What do you guys think? What do you guys think? Nervous? Feeling good?
Did anybody wake up today with like a new sense of purpose, a new feeling of hope?
It's the tail end of the defense case.
We started Dr. Rentschler.
The good doctor, the other half of Crash Daddy.
Crash Daddy II, Andrew Rentschler, the biomechanical engineer.
Yesterday, and it didn't seem like the defense had a lot more questions to him. And hanky-panky, an hour and a half, Your Honor. So 5 hours, something like that.
This trial not only is going to be over soon, but we are very soon going to hear the magic words, not guilty. Did anybody else get that feeling?
And other than that, we will have some rebuttal.
And that's going to be Dr. Welcher to rebut the ARCA testing. Hartnett from the lab, who I imagine the defense is going to ask about those cuttings on the back of John O'Keefe's hoodie and swabbing the sleeve of John O'Keefe's hoodie. And then the person from UC Davis that tested the swabs and said that there was no dog DNA.
Guys, we could be done today. We could be done today.
Make sure you guys hit that like button, please, if you have not already.
Hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell.
Let's get to it.
Good morning, jurors. I have to ask you those same three questions. Were you all able to follow my instructions and refrain from discussing this case?
Oh, I
with
just
anyone
want to speed
since we
her up.
left yesterday?
Oh, I know.
Everyone said yes or nodded affirmatively. Were you also able to follow the instructions?
The sun is
and
so
refrain from doing
bright
any
coming into that courtroom right now.
research or investigation into this case?
It looks like a sunny day in Massachusetts.
Affirmatively. Did anyone happen to see, hear, or read anything about this case since we left here yesterday?
Unfortunately, yes.
Everyone said no or shook their heads. Thank you. Can we have
Can't-
Dr. Rentschler again?
Can't escape. Can't stop, won't stop.
Needs one of those ugly curtains on the other side to match that curtain, because now the sun is coming out of the other window and it's right in her face. So that ugly hospital curtain that they got from wherever they got it from, it's not doing the full-on job. Good morning, Eugenia, my favorite court officer.
We're going to zoom as Dr. Rentschler takes the witness stand. It's very tall.
Did you prepare a PowerPoint presentation to illustrate the analysis and methodology in your review and testing of this case?
I did, yes, sir.
Did you bring that with you today?
I did indeed.
Your Honor, I have a flash drive I'd like to have marked as next in order.
Okay. Is there an objection?
Not for identification.
Okay, so it's not for identification.
He's going to save his objections for when, comes time to enter it into evidence, or each slide individually he'll object to. We'll be here all damn day.
So the purpose of my investigation in this matter was to evaluate the evidence, and particularly as it pertains to the alleged theory of what occurred in this case.
All right, so I'm going to strike that answer.
Why?
Ask the question again.
Sure.
Why can't he say
why?
alleged theory?
To
It is alleged.
undertake an analysis.
It is alleged. It hasn't been proven.
Yeah, alleged theory.
Analysis.
It's going to be a long day.
Apertures testing or part of their testing.
They're allowed
I
to
did, yes, sir.
testify.
With regard to that testing, what was the reason that you undertook to
evaluate the
analyze
evidence in this case.
apertures
That's
testing?
literally what they're here to do. They're rebuttal experts. They're rebuttal
Ultimately, were you
experts.
in receipt of
They're literally rebuttal experts. Their job is to evaluate apertures testing. That's literally the reason that they're here.
based on his reporting and his PowerPoint presentation.
Yes.
So I want to see you both at sidebar for just a minute, please.
We got to have a series of objections and sidebars because you see the defense The defense is rebutting the Commonwealth's case, you see, and we can't have that.
They did testing. We did testing.
Hank Brennan is going to fight like hell to keep it out because he knows his case is over. It's over. It's over now. Boz Skaggs said it best.
She doesn't want him critiquing the job that is that what this is going to, you think?
We can't have that. Dr. Welcher's analysis, very critical to a Commonwealth victory here. So we can't have holes poked in the analysis.
Now he's going to kick and scream, pull out the binkies and the boss baby emojis because he's got nothing else now. He's grasping at not just straws, wet paper straws, the kind they give you at McDonald's that last for 30 seconds until they're mush.
It's like semantical nitpicking that's so fucking stupid.
If the jury's already getting pissed and they want to go home and they're done and they have their minds made up, Hank calling for a sidebar every 5 minutes is not going to make them feel all warm and fuzzy this morning. It's just not.
Yeah.
I mean, the whole point of having experts is to say that the other expert sucks and that they're wrong.
So you have to continuously go through this process. And that's what experts do. That's how you perform an analysis. And that's what's important. You know, I have 3 kids. I have a 9-year-old who's actually.
So I'm going to ask you to wait.
Don't tell anybody about your kids,
sure.
please.
Was there an
Trust me on
example
that.
you could use of sort of a real world example that you might want to use to explain some or part of the scientific method?
There is, yeah, and I would like to explain an example of what's important with that. So I was going to say I have 3 kids.
It is his son Kai's 10th birthday.
Happy birthday, Kai! And I have 2 older ones.
Objection, Your Honor. No personal shout out on the stand. This is
Shout outs.
this is against the rules. At least we need a $5 super chat for birthday wishes. So, Your Honor, I move to strike. Kai, get your wishes another place. Yes, Christmas is canceled.
Dad's on TV. Happy birthday, Kai.
We're gonna stop this. Another example.
We're going to stop this.
Less editorializing.
Minus all the personal.
I'm sorry, Your Honors.
Go ahead.
He did object to it. I said it as a joke because I thought you're so petty.
Happy birthday, Kai.
Happy birthday to Kai.
Happy birthday, Kai. Everyone say happy birthday, Kai.
All 30,000 of you are like, happy birthday, Kai.
Happy birthday, Kai.
Happy birthday, Kai.
Happy birthday, Kai.
Hey, shout out to Kai.
Happy birthday to Kai.
Kai gets a birthday shout out in a trial that is covered internationally.
The judge was like, hey, stop.
That's enough. Use a different example.
Why is it that the Commonwealth witnesses are allowed to narrate and drone on and on and on without questions, and you're not going to allow him to throw in a personal anecdote?
Not all the personal details. Right in front of the jury.
Shut that down.
Well, while we have a moment, let's take this opportunity to wish a very happy 10th birthday to Kai.
Hey, Kai, from your friendly friend in Denmark. I know you don't watch this channel. You should. Well, you absolutely shouldn't because you're 9 years old and I have Jamie on this channel. But
We should sing happy birthday to Dr. R's kid because the judge really shut him down when he said happy birthday, Kai.
Sorry, this nasty old twat on the stand isn't gonna let your dad give you a shout out.
because Hank Brennan is a twat waffle and canceled your birthday and your lovely dad's birthday wish to you, I would, on behalf of all 221 people watching us right now, wish you a happy 10th, double digits birthday.
Happy birthday to ya.
It's an amazing time in your life. Only 3 more years till you'll be a teenager.
Happy birthday to ya.
So eat your spinach.
Happy birthday. Happy birthday to ya.
Yes, happy birthday to Kai. We've said that a bunch of the chats coming in here to wish Kai a happy birthday because we can do that. It's my YouTube channel. I can wish somebody a happy birthday if I want to. There's no judge telling me I can't.
Take your vitamins. Say your prayers. Yeah.
All right, that's from your dad. Happy
Yeah, that's from your dad because Judge Bev shut him down.
Then he kind of explains the paint test. He explains what he does with what he looks at, what is important, what is not.
So again, you just feel it from him that he's just offended by this. He said, first of all, that pain transfer test, it doesn't describe force or energy. And that's what biomechanics do. That's what we do. We don't just paint things and dress up.
Talks about superficial abrasions being very different from lacerations.
And you can see the slide says laceration. Mr. O'Keefe did not have lacerations on his arm. It's superficial abrasions. To put lacerations on, that's simply incorrect.
What did he have?
He was diagnosed with superficial abrasions.
Is there a difference between a laceration and an abrasion?
There's a distinct difference, both biomechanically and medically, yes.
And then you also say it's a laceration when it's not a laceration. The medical records describe the injuries to John O'Keefe's arms as superficial abrasions. There is a very important distinction there. And when you're a biomechanical engineer, you have to understand the difference. And here you got Dr. Welcher. The first step, this is what he said, the first step is understanding what the wounds are.
Abrasions are much less severe than lacerations.
There were no diagnosed or references to fractures on any part of his right arm or hand.
He talks about there were no fractures to the right hand or arm.
Did you look at x-rays? Were there x-rays?
He looked at the x-rays himself, and he did that in his training and experience. He's done it before with surgeons, and he did that here.
Okay.
X-rays.
I'm going to take over the TV screen.
Sure.
If that's okay, Your Honor?
Yes.
X-rays.
I'll get the right nomenclature in just a second. This is one of the exhibits, one of 3 exhibits that was introduced yesterday. Do you recognize what's depicted on this?
We've never seen the x-rays before, shockingly, but not really.
That's the X-ray of Mr. O'Keefe's right hand taken January
Oh, look at his
31st, I
hand.
believe.
Did you review this in furtherance of your analysis?
I did, yes, sir.
If they bring Welcher back, one of the big questions is going to be, you said there were no x-rays. What are these?
I just want to be over on Plevin's channel right now because him and Koofy Deefy was spiraling hard when they found out that there was x-rays.
And so if I'm Aperture, I'm in a real bad spot because if I go back up on the stand, I got to explain how I got this wrong.
There's a guy, I don't know who he is, called Furious George, who, well, I don't even think it's real x-rays. And someone went in and said, no, and it's not CT scans either. It looks more like some kind of bone photographing machine. And I'm thinking, that's an x-ray.
This is some of the stuff Brendan wanted to keep out. And he explained how it's important to look at the clothing and things like that. And he said 36 superficial abrasions on the arm.
Conservatively, there's about 36 superficial abrasions on John O'Keefe's arms, and there's only 9 puncture holes in his sweatshirt.
Only 9 defects in the right sleeve.
So you got 9 defects in the sleeve, but 36 injuries that had to get through that sleeve to his arm. Okay. So how does that happen, folks?
So how does that add up? He doesn't really understand that either.
Is it shards of plastic or polycarbonate coming from the tail light and penetrating through the defects there and causing? No. There was none of that was in the wounds. None of that was inside.
It's inconsistent, according to him, with the theory of the tail light somehow puncturing the holes in the sweatshirt and creating these 36 superficial abrasions.
It's completely inconsistent with being hit with a shattering taillight. And he doesn't need to prove that it was a dog bite. He doesn't need to prove that it was a dog scratch, right? That's not what he's here to do. He's here to prove couldn't have happened from the taillight.
But the dog, when the dog claws through and bites through, once their teeth are on the other side of the cloth in the sleeve, it stays in those openings and then loosens their bite or moves their claws and then shifts and then rebites while still having their teeth. So you have the 9 defects that can account for multiple injuries or wounds to John O'Keefe's arm by a dog, not by shards of plastic.
I did, yes.
And what is that conclusion?
That they're inconsistent with striking the taillight or being produced as a result of contact with the taillight.
Why did you come?
No surprise. We knew that was going to be his answer. The fact that that is his answer and that is his opinion is not a surprise. Why? Why is that your opinion? And can you convince the jury that the science and the data back that up?
Why did you come to that conclusion?
There's a number of reasons.
Could be one of the most important pieces of testimony today. The injuries to the arm are not consistent with being hit by a taillight. There it is. You heard him say it. And now he's going to explain why.
That I came to. First of all, the abrasions, the numbers don't correspond to the number of holes or...
Sustained.
Did you consider, without counting the number of abrasions and the number of holes, did you consider the abrasions?
I did, yes.
Did you consider the sweatshirt?
I did.
What else did you consider?
I considered that it was not possible to line up 36 different abrasions with
That protesters too much.
Excuse me. I have no problem with ARCA coming in. I have welcomed ARCA. Also, objection, 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 and screw your son.
Is it sunny out today? Objection. Where? We forgot to ask where. It's not sunny in Korea right now because the sun has gone down. Move to strike, Your Honor. Move to strike.
I'm going to strike that answer.
He gets into the fact that Aperture basically was just eyeballing it and drawing these yellow lines that he puts up here and saying this is about where it happened, but they didn't line up any of it.
There were no measurements at all taken with respect to that test. No measurements with respect to where the contact happened on the car or on the arm.
Aren't engineers like a big fan of measurements and numbers and stuff?
This is why they need to do the science thing.
Pretty simple, right? Like that's pretty simple. Eyeballing it is not scientific. Shocker, right? Big shocker there.
So in this slide, the picture on the far left is the photographs provided from the autopsy in hospital with Mr. O'Keefe's right arm fully extended. Again, those are the only photographs we have.
What about the photograph in the middle and to the far right?
In the middle and the far right, what I did was actually take that arm and then rotate the forearm to put it in a position that it would be in as demonstrated by the paint test with the arm at approximately 90 degrees.
Okay, look, I appreciate what he's doing. Here's what's interesting about this. Any of you tried to do like a wing liner, depending on your eyelid? Sometimes you know how it just skips. If you have more of a hooded eyelid, I have more of a hooded eyelid. And if you try to do the wing liner, it skips and then you move. Right, it's the same thing. If the arm's bent, you've got one of the injuries to the arm underneath the arm because of the way the arms bend.
Also, he points out the fact that the abrasions are not all horizontal, which you would expect if the car was moving in a consistent direction. You would expect all of the wounds to be in the same direction.
The way the scratches are going in kind of different directions doesn't make sense with a taillight coming across, scraping it the same way.
And if you look at his arm, they just simply aren't. Some are vertical, some are, quite frankly, didn't have a direction because it was just all over the place.
There's just no evidence of that. There's no steps taken to demonstrate how, if that's even possible, would that actually occur in a case like that. First, you have to show it's possible. I saw no peer-reviewed articles, no research data, and the only test that was done that links the injuries to the taillight cover is this paint test.
And that's about as much as you can smash someone else's testimony. And he smashed it so much, and
he's
Is
offended
that the paint
personally by
test in
this.
which the arm was leaned into the car?
In which the elbow was shot forward and then the arm and upper arm was leaned into and against the cover. So you can see even at this point, as the car approaches, it would not contact the elbow or the bicep. So as it comes in, watch the elbow. All of a sudden, shoot in. Surrogate turns his arm in and then leans against the light cover.
You see how he very, very much leans in and he smears his arm against the paint?
So this is not indicative of someone standing there and having a car back into their arm.
he agrees. That test shows there is a way you can line the elbow up with the height and distance with the taillight. But that's all it shows. And it's important to talk about what a test or experiment does show and what it doesn't show. It doesn't show that you could break the taillight. It doesn't show that there's enough force to break the taillight and not break the arm.
But there's no
This was a
X-rays.
study where they used an impactor and they contacted the
We're back to the thrusting of the impactor, are we? To see how the load is distributed? Good. Good.
dorsal or top part of cadaver hands.
Good.
And they looked at the force that was exerted and they looked at how many fractures were produced as a result of that.
Did you review scientific literature regarding hand injuries under this sort of impact loading? Is this representative of that?
It is, yes.
Next slide, please. What is this?
So this shows the position, and this is taken directly from the aperture
Oh,
paint
I
test.
love
You
this
can see-
slide. This is the nerdiest, most delightful shit I've ever seen. They have taken the scientific study and juxtaposed it to the study that Welcher did. Look at the nerd is so strong in this. I love it. Look at all the bendy bits of the hand. Oh, it's so good.
the position that Dr. Welcher had his hand against the tailgate right at the time of impact. And you can see that corresponds, the contact areas correspond to the areas of the hand that were actually tested in this case.
Oh, look, he's doing science. I was just like, this is awesome, where he's got actual studies, he's got actual, and he's just tearing Welcher apart.
So the bones in the hand that he's talking about, they break easy, you guys. There's no way that car would have hit a hand without breaking bones. It just wouldn't have happened ever.
Do you know what desperation looks like when you have been shilling for one side in a very long time? If not, look at the screen right now.
Well, that's more than enough to actually fracture the different bones of the elbow.
If an arm was hit at that speed with those forces, would you expect the x-rays to show no trauma, no broken bones, no fractures, no hairline fractures?
I would not expect that, no, sir.
Next slide, please.
I would not expect that. No, sir. Again, period, full stop, game over. But let's keep hammering it home. There were no fractures in his arm because all of a sudden, magically, the x-rays have appeared. He looked at the x-rays, no fractures. Dr. Laposada said no fractures to the arm or the hand.
So even at 15 miles an hour and even somewhat below that, you would expect to see a broken knuckle from the type of interaction that Welcher demoed in the paint transfer test.
He is telling you, no matter what Judd Welcher says and all of the crazy experiments that he did, that hand would have fractured.
That's like, Ed, you talk about the bones, especially in the hands and the fingers. They're so easily broken. Your wrist is easily broken.
The bones in your hand are very small, very thin. It doesn't take a lot of force to break the bones in your hand. And the arm would have likely been fractured. And the elbow. Hello?
Your forearm breaks pretty easy.
Mm-hmm.
You know, when you're getting up here to the, and that was not even an issue here.
So if this impact took place, you would not expect the lack of injuries that appear on John. So 1,100 to 1,200 pounds of force on the forearm. We're already there at 10 miles an hour. By 24 miles an hour, we're up as high as 2,800 pounds of force. And yet we don't even have bruising on John's arm, not even bruising. Okay, half a ton. Drop it on John's arm, and he doesn't have a single bruise.
Do you recognize what's depicted in this slide?
I do, yes.
What is depicted here?
So this was hybrid. This is the 50th percentile hybrid 3, the same.
It's a very awkward junior high school dance.
This is the reenactment of Brian and Brian at the bar.
Right.
Judson.
Again, why are you holding him there?
Yeah, really.
And why
not
did he
under
put
the
his hand?
shoulders?
Hey. And again, it's Pride Month. Man love is okay, love. Why did he
Love
put
is
his
love.
hand there?
Randy, you naughty, naughty dummy.
Hybrid 3, the same dummy that we utilize. And Dr. Welcher performed a test where
Can I interrupt you?
Sure.
So this ATD
It's the same one that Welcher
Yes.
used.
Was not a 95th percentile testifies?
It was not, no.
Is it 50%?
Oh, wasn't that what Hanky Panky claimed?
Yeah.
I brought it out with Dr. Wolf, but it's just funny that he's bringing it up again. I love it.
Yeah.
It was a 50th percentile, yes.
Is that the same exact, not the same exact, same exact size ATD that ARCA utilized?
Well, Dr. Welcher didn't want to use one that was taller than him. I feel that very strongly. Dr. Welcher was not using the ATD, XYZ device that was going to be taller than he was. He was very proud. He was like, I am 6'1".
Look, he's hugging it out with the crash test dummy. Okay. Here's Welcher hugging it out with Randy before he drops him on his head. He's a flat lever. He's a flat lever.
It absolutely is, yes.
Okay. Go ahead.
Right.
So this test,
So the jury sat through 100 years of Brennan fighting over 95th percentile versus 50th percentile for this witness to get on the stand, for the jury to be shown, look, it's the exact same one the Commonwealth's expert used. You lose the jury's patience when you fight over shit that does not have a point.
Welcher used the same 50% dummy for the drop test. Drop test is showing what happens when somebody falls straight back on concrete. Isn't that interesting?
Why all the fighting over the different size arm when your expert used the same thing?
He did. He took a 50th percentile dummy, stood it up, and then let it drop backwards and strike its head on a concrete surface.
Concrete.
Next slide, please.
Not on frozen grass.
By the way,
He didn't test it on
Dr.
frozen
Rentschler
grass.
Did the
If that were to occur, he would rotate or move to the left.
Vindication for Trooper Paul, because Trooper Paul may have been right about that pirouette. And I am saying that, Trooper Paul, we hereby vindicate you. You may have been correct about a potential pirouette. And Lord, you're doing the Lord's work. You were trying to reverse engineer this thing, and you did a better job than the $400,000 job that Aperture did.
Kinematics don't work by getting hit by the SUV and propelled backwards onto your head.
So
yes, exactly. He wouldn't do a flat back bump if this is the impact.
Yeah.
He would be twisting off. So why figure out, again, you'll have him pirouette around, stop, and do a backdrop.
Vindication for Trooper Paul. He's the only guy sitting at home, like eating popcorn, like, I told you guys, I told you it was a pirouette.
And yeah, they need to get that in the head of the jury as well, that the entire case built by Dr. Welcher is slow and French.
If Mr. O'Keefe did that and somehow ends up falling backwards, rigid directly onto his head, he's going to have to rotate at least 270 degrees and then stop and then fall directly backwards onto his head. There's no explanation of the kinematics.
That's not how it works.
Judd Welcher thoroughly tested what would happen if you lean into the SUV with your elbow and like thrust it forward and roll and then get rotated 270 degrees and then stop and then fall forward straight backwards onto concrete. None of which is what happened in this case.
It's such a incredible example of just how much the defense had to put forth in order to fucking burst the fairy tale bullshit story that the Commonwealth has been trying to push on the public.
I know after Welcher's pissing match with Alessi, I was exhausted and I was like, I don't know if we need to see any of Welcher testifying again. But after Rentschler talked about the way that Welcher's experiment went, I'm actually kind of interested to see how that goes when he comes back. Are you?
That's going to be the $1 million question.
Are you ready to see Welcher come back now? I kind of am. I'm kind of ready for it. Like, bring the Welcher again. Let's ask it. Let's slow that video down. I got questions. I got questions. I got questions about those x-rays. I have questions.
Theoretically, the cross-examination is limited to what was brought up on rebuttal. So if he doesn't address, weird how ARCA had the arm and elbow and hand x-rays and you didn't. If he doesn't address that on direct in his rebuttal testimony, technically it's beyond the scope to ask him about that on cross, isn't it?
Everything about this is Shakespearean. I have sometimes called Judge Cannoni Lady Macbeth because we are watching a Shakespearean tragedy unfold in real time for the second time.
I do. I'm getting a sense, guys. Bev is more gung-ho at this point about impeding the defense than Hank is. Hank is kind of given up here. I mean, he's throwing out some objections to like the leading questions and stuff like that. But Bev is driving a lot of this show.
And I wonder what the ending is going to be this time.